On Egypt's Giza Plateau, the Sphinx stands guard over the oldest and most famous structures in the world, the pyramids. We have come to believe that they were built solely as tombs for the ancient pharaohs. But were they? New investigations point to a much larger purpose, one that could even change our ideas about when civilization began. The pyramids were built during Egypt's 4th dynasty, about 4,500 years ago. They're one of the 7 wonders of the world, monuments whose mysteries have provoked centuries of debate. Egyptologists insist they were built for the same purpose as other pyramids along the Nile Valley, tombs for dead pharaohs. But now, a new breed of investigators is challenging that theory and seeking new answers. Robert Bovell, a construction engineer, and writer Graham Hancock.
Textbooks say that these pyramids were royal tombs like all the others, but no mummies were found inside Giza, no inscriptions, nothing. Besides, some of these 4th dynasty pharaohs built 2 pyramids. Why? Did they intend to be buried in both places at once? And why did none of them leave inscriptions? Why did none of them make clear to posterity that he was the owner?
Ask yourself this. If you'd just built the biggest tomb in human history after decades of constant effort, would you leave the world guessing about your identity? Isn't it likely that there's something much more to all this than just tombs and tombs only? Could this be part of some very different scheme?
Egyptologists believe that Egyptian civilization began in 3000 BC, about 500 years before the pyramids were built. Before that, they claim, the land was populated by Stone Age wanderers. Robert Bovell is skeptical.
According to the textbooks, Egypt only just emerged from the Stone Age. And suddenly, just like that, we're able to produce these enormous and perfect structures. And all this for what? To cover the body of a dead king. This tomb-only theory doesn't make sense. And despite 100 years of scientific investigation, many vital questions remain unanswered.
The pyramids on the Giza Plateau are unlike any pyramids ever built in Egypt before or since. Their predecessors from the 3rd dynasty are mountains of crumbling brick. Their 5th century successors are piles of rubble. Graham Hancock explains.
It's as though in the 3rd dynasty they built the Model T Ford. In the 4th dynasty, they built the Porsche. Then in the 5th dynasty, for some bizarre reason, they reverted to the penny-farthing bicycle of pyramids. It really doesn't make any kind of sense.
Not everyone is as excited as Hancock and Bovell are by the pyramids. They do not raise such curiosity in Egyptologists who believe that speculation, especially about the Great Pyramid, has gone too far.
Pyramids, in general, are not very popular with Egyptologists because I think they're too plentiful. There are about 100 of them. And also, I think they've acquired something of a bad name because they've attracted so many cranks.
The Great Pyramid has this power over people. In my view, it has the power to destroy common sense.
But if the pyramids were merely built as tombs, Why were the Egyptians so obsessed by the pyramids' exact dimensions and their orientation on the Earth? They lie almost exactly along the 30th parallel. The relationship of the Great Pyramid's circumference to its height is the same as that of the Earth's circumference to its radius from the pole. Egyptologists do not dispute this. They just deny that it was done on purpose.
Is this a simple coincidence? Or is it possible that these people knew the exact shape and dimensions of the Earth? Miraculously, too, these gigantic structures are impeccably aligned to the cardinal directions. Perfectly east-west and perfectly north-south. The precision of these alignments is uncanny and hasn't been achieved in any modern structure. How is it possible that such precision could have been achieved almost 5,000 years ago? 500 years ago, our own civilization wasn't even sure that the Earth is a sphere, and it wasn't until 300 years ago that we knew for certain the exact dimensions of the Earth. But these people knew, because the Great Pyramid turns out to be a mathematical model of the Northern Hemisphere on a scale of 1 to 43,200.
The Great Pyramid also incorporates the value of pi in its construction, which was originally thought to have been discovered by the Greeks. And even the slope of the pyramid's walls appears to be precise and deliberate.
It's clear that what we have here is an advanced system of mathematics and technology at a time when this isn't supposed to have existed. And to achieve these results, the ancient builders had to use a slope of 52 degrees. Any other slope just wouldn't work. Can all these things be coincidence?
The accuracy of these monuments is almost obsessive. Take the sides of the Great Pyramid. They're each 755 feet long, yet the average variation in the side length is barely 5 inches. We're talking 0.01 of a single percent. Such incredible precision would stretch to breaking point the capacities of modern construction crews. So it's hard to imagine how it was done by primitives only just emerging from the Stone Age.
The size of the building blocks used in the pyramid's construction also raises some questions.
Some of these blocks, high up in the body of the Great Pyramid, each weigh as much as 100 family-sized cars. Egyptologists remain strangely unpuzzled by this, but frankly, we're very puzzled indeed.
I'm an engineer, and I can tell you that to raise blocks of this size to such heights requires a special crane. Now, for a people who did not have that sort of machines, not even the simplest pulley or the wheel, and using simple copper tools, how could they do this?
Deep within the pyramid, inside the king's chamber, there is a granite chest so skillfully crafted it would challenge even modern-day machines. Chris Dunn is a drilling expert.
This is an incredible piece of work and a mystery. How did they do it? The typical way of doing it primitively would be with a bow saw, a bow drill, and they would advance the tool into the piece using sand or a diamond. And to me, that would just take too long, too many years to do this.
Well, let me ask you this then. How do you think they did it?
I think that they had to have used some power tool. Today, if we were to drill this, we would advance the drill into the granite at a rate of 2/10,000ths of an inch per revolution of the drill.
Do you think their drills could possibly be turning as fast as that?
No, they were advancing a lot faster than that.
Faster?
Faster. The drills were advancing into the granite at a rate of 100,000ths of a revolution.
The investigators admit this theory is controversial, but the fact remains that the Egyptians were somehow able to cut through rocks as hard as granite and diorite. They were able to drill out the inside of diorite vases, a task modern-day tools could not attempt today.
How did they do this? What is the tightness of the lid? It's all even, huh?
bit like opticians work.